Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Chris and welcome back to the laboratory.
Kitty Quest Children's Museum!
Love of learning starts here.
Today on the laboratory, we are back with another experiment. This time it's kind of like a magic trick. We are going to be levitating things with our minds! And static electricity, actually. So, for this experiment, you will need a balloon, a latex balloon preferably, as well as either your hair, if you have hair. I don't have quite enough hair, it's hard for me to do it with it, so you can also just use a rag of some kind. So, I have a rag, a cloth here, and a balloon. Those are the most important things we have. Some other things, if you have them lying around or you have a way to get them, a piece of PVC pipe can be fun to play with this sometimes. Maybe even some metal pipe if you have it. There's a lot of things that we can do. As well as you'll want something to attach things to. So it might be a wall nearby. Maybe if you have a low ceiling or something like that. I have a shelf back here that I can attach things to, and we'll see how that works in a second. So, let's get started. I have my balloon, and what we're gonna do is that this balloon is rubber, right? And rubber does not conduct electricity. That means that it's hard for electrons to travel through it. And we are going to be basically doing the same thing that happens right before a thunderstorm starts outside. But we are going to be doing it on a very small scale using either our hair or our rag. So if you have hair, you can just take your balloon and rub it across your hair. My hair is thin enough that it doesn't actually seem to be working. So I have a rag, and what you want to do is just take it and just rub on a surface on the balloon. And what we're doing while we're doing this is that the electrons, the electricity doesn't want to travel through the balloon very well. But it will come off onto our fabric. And so now the spot that I rubbed is charged. And that means it wants to stick to things. And so magically, my balloon is now floating. It wasn't a minute ago, and if I take it and I dislodge it, it'll fall down. But it can float. Now that it's actually fallen down, it probably won't stick up again, unless I do that again. And we can keep doing this as many times as we want. So I can sit here and I can rub it, and then attach it back up to my wall. And so there, I have a levitating balloon. So what else can we do with it? Like I said, sometimes a pipe can be fun to play with it. There, it wanted to run away from me. And you can actually do the same thing. This time I would recommend a rag, is that with the pipe, once again, it is plastic. And so you can sit here and use your rag and rub the pipe up and down. And that is actually going to do the same thing as our balloon. And so now, as I move the pipe around, I can spin the balloon around without touching it. I can sometimes even get it to roll a little bit or move. If I have things just right, I can sometimes get it to lift even, or lift up. If you have a space blanket at home, it's a material called mylar that is a plastic with a little bit of metal attached. That actually, it's light enough that you can cut little shapes out of it, and with this, get it to float into the air. It's pretty cool stuff. So, we're able to get things to happen. But if they touch, all of a sudden the effect goes way down. There is still an effect, it looks like right now, but it's way lower than it was. So once they touch, it goes away. And that's because when they touch, the electricity, the electrons in the materials equalize and they match again. So there's a fun magic trick for you guys. Getting things, you can get things to levitate. See if I can get it to, if you bring your hands near it, sometimes you can feel it even. Feel it on your hair. Ooh, I can feel my hair on my arm stand up as I go by it. Okay, but then, well, I waited too long. I equalized too much of my electricity, so I wasn't able to stick up. But you can use this to levitate balloons, get them to hold places without having to fill them with anything other than normal air. Thank you all so much for joining me again for this episode of The Laboratory. And until next time, you all keep exploring.
Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe for more videos, and remember to check out our website for additional activities and information.